Hello, students! Welcome back to Cool Series at School's Learning English Online. And for today, I will be teaching the English grammar for Pratham 6. Before we will start, I want you to open your book on page 16. Again, page 16. Before we will start, let me introduce myself. By the way, my name is Teacher Lizette. Can you say my name after me? Teacher Lizette. What's my name again? Very good. I am Teacher Lizette and I will be teaching Pratham 6 English Grammar. So now, let's proceed to our topic for today. Our topic for today is the chapter 2 of your book, which is telling about past time. Okay, past time. Now, before we will proceed, what is past time? There are some words that may help us to create or to make sentences in the past time. Okay, let's move. We have these helping verbs. Okay, helping verbs in past tense with their function. But before that, let's define first what is helping verbs. Okay? Verbs used in forming the tense of different sentences. Again, verbs used in forming the tense of different sentences. But this time, since we will be talking about past tense or past time, it will be the verbs used in forming the past tense. Did you get it? Okay, let's proceed. What are the helping verbs that I am talking about? Let's have, the first one is did. The second one is was. And the third one is were. Again, we have the did, was, and were. Now, let's define what is did. Did is used if the subject in the past is singular or plural. Again, did is used if the subject in the past tense or in the past sentence is singular or plural. And when we say singular, it means very good, only one. And when we say plural, it means very good. It can be two or more. So, we use did. Whatever subject we have, we use did if it's in the past. But take a look at this. Used if the sentence use verbs. Okay? Now, there are some sentences in the past that doesn't use actual verbs. They just use linking verbs, helping verbs, auxiliary verbs, or be verbs. But this time, did is only used if they use action words or verbs. Now, let's proceed to was. Was is used if the subject of the sentence in the past is only one. When we say only one, it means very good, singular. But take a look at this. Used if the sentence use adjective rather than verbs. Okay? Here in did, it used verbs. But in was, the sentence is using adjective. Very good. But later, I will introduce you, or we will define together the meaning of adjective with sample sentences. Okay? But for now, let's proceed to were. Plural subject in the past. Okay? We only use were if the subject in the past sentence is plural. Again, when we say plural, it means very good. You remember, it means many or two or more. Okay? Now, let's take a look at this. Used if the sentence use adjective rather than verbs. The same with the usage of was. Do you understand? Almost was, and were are the same. It's just that was is using singular subject and were is using plural subject. Now let's proceed. What is adjective? Okay, we have here the meaning of adjective. It says word that describes. Again, when we say adjective, it is a word that describes. Very good. So we have here example. She was happy. Okay? The adjective there is the word happy. Next, we have here, was she noisy? Was she noisy? Okay. So, the adjective there is noisy. And as what we can see, the sentence is using was because the sentences are using both adjectives. Now, let's have the next sentence. They were sad. Again, they were sad. Sad is the adjective. And for the next sentence, were they angry? Were they angry? So, the adjective there is the word angry, which is being underlined in the sentence. And what you can see, the sentences here are using were because the subject is they and they is plural. I hope you understand. Let's proceed to the next lesson. We will go directly to our main topic, which is the past time. Class, when we say past time, it denotes past tense. And when we say past tense, it is the tense of the verb that means the verb or the action already happened or finished. So, we will talk about affirmative statements in the past time or past tense. Okay, we'll read the definition. Expressing positive action that is finished or already done. Again, expressing positive action that is finished or already done. When we say positive action, it means the action really took place in the past. Okay? Now, we'll have the other definition. Statements that use the past tense of the verb. Just like what I told you a while ago, past time denotes past tense because always and always, if we are talking about the past time, the sentence should be bearing the past tense of the verb. Okay, let's try to have these examples. Bob arrived late. Again, Bob arrived late. As what you can see, the sentence is following this pattern. Subject, verb, and others. And when we say others, it can be adjective, it can be adverb, and it can be a lot depending on the sentence. But always remember, if you're talking about affirmative statements in the past, in the simple past, we are going to use subject plus verb and others. Just like this. Bob is the subject, arrived is the verb which is in the past tense, late is an adjective. So now, we have the next sentence. The class started early. The class started early. Now, the subject there is the class. The verb there is started, which is the past tense of the word start. And early is an adverb. So, as what you can see here and here, they are different. So, we call it others because it may change from time to time depending on the sentence. Another example is Hal was here. Hal was here. As what you can see, there is no action verb in the sentence. Only the helping verb. Okay? Hal was here. So in this sentence, later you will know that what should be the use of was and did and were. Let's know. Okay. Now, before we will proceed to that topic, let's have first the past time negative statements. Last time or a while ago, we talked about the affirmative statements. And it talks about the positive action that happened in the past. Now, what is negative statements? Okay, let's know. Expressing negative action that is finished or already done. As simple as that. Negative statements means negative action. Okay? The same with positive statements or affirmative statements. Statements that use the past tense of the verb. But take note, this time, negative statements is using not. Again, what is in negative sentence that is not present in affirmative sentence? Very good. The word not. Okay, now we'll have here example. The class did not start early. Again, the class did not start early. As what you can see, it is following this pattern. Subject plus did not or didn't. It can be any of the two. Did not or didn't. But you should not use two. Only one among these two. Okay? Plus verb plus others. Okay, we have subject, the class. We follow this format. Next is did not. And the verb, which is start. Remember that if you are using did, do, or does in the sentence, you will change your verb into its main form. Which means it should not bear ed, it should not bear s, or it should not bear any. Just the main verb. Okay? So now let's proceed to another formula. We have subject plus were or was plus not plus others. And do not forget your punctuation, which is the full stop, because we are talking about statements, not question. So always use full stop. Okay? Here in this pattern, this will be the pattern if you are going to use did, didn't. Okay? But if you are going to use was and were, this will be the pattern. Now let's try to see an example sentence. But before that, when we say were, we are going to use it in very good plural subject. And when we say was, it means we're going to use it in the very good singular subject. Now we have here the example. Bob was not my classmate. Again, Bob was not my classmate. We have here the subject, which is Bob, was, which is the helping verb because Bob is only one, and then the word not, and then other, my classmate. Okay? So now, let's proceed to some further example sentences about the negative statements in the past time. So, we have again the formula, subject plus did, okay, did not or didn't, plus the verb, plus others, and don't forget the full stop. Next, we have here the example. The class did not start early. Again, the class did not start early. As what you can see, the class is the subject plus the word did not plus the verb, which is the base form of the verb, and early, which is the very good adverb. Next. Okay, as what you can see, the negative statements there, or the negative statement there is the word did not. Now, we have Bob did not arrive late. Bob did not arrive late. As what you can see, Bob is the subject and did not, we have here the negative statement, did not arrive, meaning the action did not happen or Bob was not able to arrive late. Okay? So, we have here did not arrive. That is the negative statement with the verb, which is in the base form, and late, which is the adjective. So remember that when you are going to use did, do, or does in any sentences as a helping verb, you should use the base form of the verb. Again, base form of the verb, or the simple verb in each sentence. Okay, next. The next formula or the next structure, subject plus was or were. Depending if the subject is singular, we use was. And if the subject is plural, we use were. Plus, not, plus others, and don't forget your full stop. Okay? Bob was not my classmate. Bob was not my classmate. So, Bob is only one. So that's why we use was. Plus the word not, which is the negative statement, and my classmate is the others or the adjective in the sentence. Okay, next. My teachers were not in the office. My teachers were not in the office. As what you can see in this sentence, the sentence is using the word were because the subject is my teachers. So when the subject is plural, we use were plus not plus in the office, which is the adverb. Okay? So now we have here the were not as the very good, as the negative word. But as what you can see, okay, try to look at this. Was not, were not. They don't have any verb after them. But here, did not start. Did not arrive. Okay? That's what I told you a while ago, that if you use did, it uses very good verb. But when we use was or were, it uses not verb after them. It uses any other words. It can be adverb, it can be adjective, but mostly it uses adjective. Okay? Okay, now let's proceed to example sentences that use did as the helping verb. Okay, Bob arrived late. Now in the negative sentence, it will become Bob didn't or did not arrive late. Remember to have your verb in the base form or the main verb. Okay? Dad didn't plant rose. Dad didn't plant rose. Okay? Dad is the subject. Didn't or did not is the negative phrase. And then plant rose. Verb is the plant. Rose is the others. Next. Mom didn't like the game. Mom didn't like the game. So we have mom didn't for the negative and like is the verb. Others is the game. And do not forget, full stop. Next. Kim cooked dinner. Kim cooked dinner. Kim didn't cook dinner. Okay? It will become Kim didn't cook dinner because we should follow this structure. Subject did not cook dinner. Now, can you still remember what is the formula in negative? Making negative statements? Okay, subject did not or didn't plus verb plus others. Okay? Now let's proceed to the word was. Okay, we have Bob was late. Sheila was sad. Phil was my teacher. Kim was in the room. In this sentence, it will become Bob wasn't late. Sheila wasn't sad. Phil wasn't my teacher. And Kim wasn't in the room. Now, we have the word were. Okay? Bob and Jen were late. In the negative, it will become Bob and Jen were not late. And Sheila and Mar were sad. In the negative will become Sheila and Mar weren't sad. Okay, as what you can see, we may use this one, the full were not, and the contracted words weren't. Now, we have the students were here. Okay? It will become the students were not here. And children were quiet. In the negative form, it will become children were not quiet. So now, let's proceed to another topic, which is yes or no question. In the past time, do you know how to make yes or no question in the past time? Let me teach you. But before that, let us define first what is yes or no question. Okay, as simple as answerable by yes or no. When we say yes or no question, the answer should be yes or no. Very good. So we have the pattern. Did plus subject plus verb plus others plus, very good, question mark. Did the class start early? Where is the subject? Very good, the class. Now where is the verb? Very good, start. And we use it start, although it's in the past, because we are using did. So should not use started. No, you should use start because we are using did as the helping verb. Next, we have did Bob arrive late? The verb there is arrive. Okay? The same, we use the base form of the verb. Again, when you are using did, do, or does in any sentences as a helping verb, do not forget to use the base form of the verb. Next, we have this pattern. Was, were, plus subject, plus others, plus question mark. Now, when we talk about was or were, was is used when? Very good. And where is used when? Very good. Subject is plural. Now, we have here, were my teachers in the office? Were my teachers in the office? Where is the subject? Very good, teachers. That's why we are using were, because the subject is plural. Next, was Bob my classmate? Was Bob my classmate? Okay, Bob is only one, so we used was. And then, look at that, we used was because Bob is singular. Now, let's proceed. We have example sentences of yes or no question. Okay, Bob arrived late. It will become, did Bob arrive late? Because here it uses verb, so we use did. Did Bob arrive late? Here, Dad planted roses. It uses verb instead of using any other adjective, so it uses planted, so we use did. Did Dad plant roses? Another is, did Mom like the game? And did Kim cook dinner? Okay, look at this. They don't have ed, they don't have d. Here, no. Okay, look at here. It doesn't have d, it doesn't have ed, and this one doesn't have d, it doesn't have ed. Because we use did, And we should use the base form of the verb. Next, was. We have here, was Bob late? Okay, Bob was late. We have here was because here it is adjective. Here it is adjective. Here it is, okay, and here it is a adverb of place, okay? So was Bob late? Sheila was sad. And if we are going to transform it into yes or no question, it will become, was Sheila sad? Was Sheila sad? Very good. Next, was Phil my teacher? Was Phil my teacher? And the last one, was Kim in the room? Was Kim in the room? Okay, next. Now, let's proceed to the helping verb, were. Okay, we have here, Bob and Jen were late. It will become, were Bob and Jen late? Again, were Bob and Jen late? The next one is, Sheila and Mar were sad. It will become, were Sheila and Mar sad? Were Sheila and Mar sad? Next, we have the students were here. It will become, were the students here? Were the students here? And the children were quiet. It will become, were the children quiet? Were the children quiet? Okay, so we are finished with affirmative sentences in the past, finished with negative statements in the past, and finished with yes or no questions in the past. So now, let's answer this. Did. Okay? We combine it together, the three topics that we discussed. Do not forget. Okay, the simple past, we have Bob arrived late. Now, in the yes or no question, it will become, did Bob arrive late? And then in the negative sentence, it will become, what's your answer? Okay, very good. The answer there is, Bob didn't arrive late. Bob didn't arrive late. Next, Dad planted roses. It will become, did Dad plant roses? Okay. How about in the negative? What will happen in the negative? The subject is Dad. Very good. You are going to use didn't or Dad didn't. Plus, what is the verb? Plant. Okay. Dad didn't plant roses. Dad didn't plant roses. Next, Mom liked the game. It will become Mom or did Mom like the game? Did Mom like the game? Okay. Now we have Mom didn't like the game. Again, Mom didn't like the game. Next, we have Kim cooked dinner. It will become, very good. Did Kim cook dinner? Did Kim cook dinner? And in the negative, it will become, what is the subject? Very good. Kim didn't cook dinner. Kim didn't cook dinner. Next, helping verb was. Bob was late. It will become, was Bob late? And Bob wasn't late. Sheila was sad. What will happen? Very good. Was Sheila sad? And in the negative, it will become, Sheila wasn't sad. Meaning, Sheila was happy. Next, Phil was my teacher. It will become, was Phil my teacher? And Phil wasn't my teacher. Next, was Kim in the room? Kim was in the room. So, it will become, Kim, very good, wasn't in the room. Now, the last part of the helping verb, were. Bob and Jen were late. It will become, were Bob and Jen late? And or, in the negative, Bob and Jen weren't late. And Were Sheila and Mar sad? Sheila and Mar were sad. The students were here. It will become, were the students here? And in the negative, students were not here. Students were not here. Okay, we have here were not, weren't, weren't. These are the negatives. Next, children were quiet will become, were children quiet? And the last, children were not quiet. Meaning, the children were very good, noisy. Thank you for helping me answering the transformation of simple past to questions, yes or no questions, and from yes or no questions to negative statements. But before we will end our topic for today, let's recap what we have discussed. When we talk about affirmative, it means it's expressing positive action that is finished or already done. And of course, it uses what tense of verb? Very good, past tense. And do not forget the formula in making past time or past tense affirmative statements. We have the subject plus verb plus the others, and of course the punctuation, full stop. Others means it can be adjective, adverb, any. Next, Bob arrived late. We have the arrived as the past tense of the verb arrive. Next, the class started early. The verb there is started, which is the past tense of the word start. Next, Hal was here. Hal was here. Was is the past tense of the be verb is. So we use was. Next, so we have again the formula subject plus, okay, did not or didn't plus the verb plus others, and don't forget the full stop. Next, we have here the example. The class did not start early. Now we have Bob did not arrive late. And did not, we have here the negative statement, did not arrive. So we have here did not arrive. That is the negative statement. So remember, you should use the base form of the verb. Next, the next formula, subject plus was or were plus not plus others, and don't forget your full stop. Okay? Bob was not my classmate. Okay, next. My teachers were not in the office. So when the subject is plural, we use were plus not plus in the office. We have here the were not as the, very good, as the negative word. Now, we have the next topic that we talked a while ago. We have the yes or no questions in past time or past tense. Do you still remember what should be the answer if we talk about yes or no? Very good. The answer should be either yes or no, because yes or no questions are answerable by yes or no. So we have the pattern. Did plus subject plus verb plus others plus, very good, question mark. Did the class start early? Where is the subject? Very good, the class. Now where is the verb? Very good, start. And we use it start, although it's in the past, because we are using did. So should not use started. No, you should use start because we are using did as the helping verb. Next, we have did Bob arrive late? The verb there is arrive. Okay? The same, we use the base form of the verb. Again, when you are using did, do, or does in any sentences as a helping verb, do not forget to use the base form of the verb. Next, we have this pattern. Was, were, plus subject, plus others, plus question mark. Now, when we talk about was or were, was is used when? Very good. And where is used when? Very good. Subject is plural. Now, we have here, were my teachers in the office? Were my teachers in the office? Where is the subject? Very good, teachers. That's why we are using were, because the subject is plural. Next, was Bob my classmate? Was Bob my classmate? Okay, Bob is only one, so we used was. And then, look at that, we used was because Bob is singular. We are finished with our English grammar lesson for today. Hope to see you in the Zoom live online teaching. Goodbye! See you next time!